The following is a production of CUTV Sports.
The campus is Indiana, and the venue is the Kovalchik Convention and Athletic Center, where the California Vulcans are in town to take on the hometown Indiana Crimson Hawks. Good day, friends. My name is Cody Jeanette. Joining me today is Matthew Hagee. And Matt, it's a great venue for a game, great day for a game as well. Very nice weather outside. California, in their last game, had a really strong win.
Yeah, they really did. 3 straight dominating wins over Edinburgh, which is something that's been unheard of. It was thought of once of an anomaly, but now we're all used to it. Great game. Sierra Barrett continues to hammer the board. 6 rebounds, she's only a freshman. Emma Mahadi, 15 points. Mickey Glenn, 19 points. It really just continues with the success. As for the Crimson Hawks, they had a little bit of trouble against Seton Hill last Saturday here at the KCAC. Maybe they were looking ahead to tonight, but still, you had the big guns. Ashley Stoner, 17 points, 15 rebounds. Lindsay Stamp, 16 points, 11 rebounds. They led for the entire second half, but both teams, they've been waiting for this rematch.
It was almost nearly a month ago that this first matchup of the season happened, and that game was an overtime thriller back on January 10th, 2015 at California.
It was one of the best games I think we've ever broadcasted between these two teams. IUP out to a 16-3 lead in the first half. Cal stormed back. They blew a late lead. It came down to a free throw. Ashley Stoner at the line for IUP missed 1 of 2. They went into overtime. California gets the 5-point win and ended IUP's perfect start to the season.
And a little interesting thing to note there, after IUP was in the lead at halftime, they were 12-0. That was the first time that they lost after having the lead at halftime. Well, California, it's really hard to pick one particular player to focus on because they've been all performing so well. But one person that's particularly noticeable here today is Mickey Glenn.
Yeah, it's really tough to pick any of these girls. They've been playing so inspired. She mentioned before, 19 points against Edinburgh. She's averaging 16 points per game, which is she's second on the team just behind Emma Mahadi. But why we picked her today is how she has scorched IUP in her first 2 seasons so far here, over double digits in every game. And the last game she had over 20 points, and it came down the key free throws at the stretch that kind of decided that one.
And for the Crimson Hawks, the California Vulcans need to keep an extra eye on Marita Matthey.
Well, Marita Matthey, this is possibly her last meeting between California in her 4-year career. She is a senior along with most IUP starting lineup. But last time out, 21 points, 4 rebounds against the Vulcans. But the key thing there was she fouled out before the game went into overtime. That might have made a big difference in the reason why California won in overtime. In 7 career starts against California in the last 4 years, 68 points. She is the girl to watch, even though she's kind of having a bit of a down season.
We'll have to see how the story all folds out here on the rematch of last month's overtime thriller here at the KCAC. Tip-off is next here on CUTV.
NCAA Division II has much to cheer about, as nearly 100,000 student athletes compete with passion and pride. And I'm pleased to share the best news of all. Student athletes are outperforming the rest of the D2 student body in graduation rates. Just another reason why you'll hear us say with pride, I chose Division II. Learn more at d2sa.org.
With 18 institutions, my conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications. With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, my conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, my conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
It's Vulcans versus Crimson Hawks here at the KCAC on the campus of Indiana, Pennsylvania in women's basketball action here on CUTV Sports. If you're just joining us, my name is Cody Jeanette, and joining me today is Matthew Hagee. It's going to be shaping up to be a great game, Matt. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape.
Well, the tail of the tape. These two teams sit 1-2 in the PSAC West, and here's why. Both teams well into the 70s with points per game. Points against, so defenses, they play very well. IEP with just a slight edge there. Field goal percentage, IEP still out shooting them, and a little bit on the three-point stripe. Free throws is about even. IEP a little bit taller overall than California, but that's normally California kind of undersized a little bit. And then turnovers are about the same for turnovers, and then steals. California, one of the best teams that can steal the basketball in the entire PSAC.
Recently, California has been on fire with getting in the passing lanes and taking those passes away from their opponent. We saw it start last week against Mercyhurst, and then last Saturday against Edinburgh. It's been a common story for the Vulcans.
Well, California's really been using that full court press defense, and it's what caught Edinburgh off guard. You see head coach there, Jeff Straub, one of the best coaches in the PSAC, leading their troops. As always, we got to have our first Jeff Straub show on CUTV yesterday. Got to talk to her, pick her brain a little bit, but it should be really great.
Well, the California Vulcans are 17-3 with a 14-2 in-conference record. The Crimson Hawks, 18-1 with a 14-1 conference record, and that one loss coming the last time that these two teams met in that overtime thriller.
That's incredible. But see, the thing is, we see legendary head coach Tom McConnell here for IEP. Tom McConnell under the hot seat a little bit because of last season. They expected the Indiana community expected more out of the Crimson Hawks, but now he put all his chips on the table this year. 4 of his 5 starters are seniors, and if he's the year to do anything, this is the year, and they've made a statement to the entire nation.
Well, right now the Vulcans are getting ready to get their starters back out onto the court, and the Crimson Hawks are huddled up over on the far right corner. The Vulcans are in their road red jerseys with the red shorts and the white trim. They'll be going from left to right on your TV screen. The Crimson Hawks are in their home whites with the maroon trim, and I think there's some gold around the lettering too as well. So it's a nice little touch on the outlines.
Yeah, these two teams got great uniforms. Actually got some starters right here. For California, you got Emma Mahadi, Caitlin Frotz, Lana Dorr, and Mickey Glenn, and Irina Kuko. Basically the same starting 5 that's been all season. For the Crimson Hawks, it'll be Ashley Stoner, Lindsay Stamp, the PSAC leading scorer as of now. Marita Matthew, Leslie Stapleton, and Amy Fairman. Cody, all those players on IEP's team except Leslie Stapleton, but she's a redshirt junior, are seniors. It's a very experienced squad. Let's get ready. It's going to be a great one.
Looks like Irina Kuko is set to take the tip for the Vulcans against Lindsay Stamp, and the Vulcans win it. Mickey Glenn will bring it up for the Vulcans. We're just underway here at the Kovalchik Convention and Athletic Center on the campus of Indiana University of Pennsylvania. Mahadi has it at the top of the three-point arc, drives down the lane, takes a jumper from the foul line, and rebounded by Indiana.
That's what IUP, one of the best rebounding teams in the nation. Also, 3rd in the nation in assists.
So now Ashley Stoner has it underneath and draws a foul against California.
Yeah, Mahadi got called there for a reach, and when Stoner got the ball, Mahadi was the only one that was around to cover her. She reached in and got called for the foul. Can't get Emma in early foul trouble.
So the first foul of the game belongs to California. The inbound goes way far out to Stamp. Stamp resets. Looking for help, and the pass is stolen away by Emma Mahadi. Here she comes. Stops, finds Frotz over on the near side. Layup for 2, no good. The rebound comes to Mahadi, who takes a jumper for a long 2, and that one's rebounded by Indiana also.
Cal's getting some good looks right there. Caitlin Frotz, how about the luck to Mahadi, but just no luck on the rim so far.
Matthew sends it far corner to Amy Fairman, and that gets rebounded by Mahadi.
California has been known to have slower starts in the game. I mean, they fell behind 16-3 last time these two teams faced, but you got to get out to a good start against a team like this, especially in their home court.
Kukul drives the lane, sends the layup in. It's 2-0 Vulcans.
It's amazing to see Irina Kukul there. Everybody's like, oh, that's such a ugly shot, but talk to Coach Jess Straub. That's what she does in practice every day. She practices, that's her shot. If it works, don't fix it. If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Leslie Stapleton sent it underneath to Ashley Stoner, who takes the shot, and he gets rebounded by Mahadi. Long stretch pass for Frotz on the near side, but she gives it to Mickey Glenn, and she'll reset.
Stoner lucky not called for a foul there, but she still couldn't turn around and hit the shot there.
Kukul gives it far side to Doran. Lana Doran near side to Mickey Glenn. Finds a wide open lane, attacks, layup, no good, rebound to Indiana.
And again, another good look there. Glenn driving the basket, trying to force her foul. It's her play, but she can't get it done there.
Now here comes Matthew all by herself. Straight down the paint, it's 2-2.
That's what Mickey Glenn tried to do right there, but Matthew bullied right through. She's only coming into this game averaging 8.5 points per game, lowest of her career, but against California, she averages over 10 a game.
Mickey Glenn has it. She sends it to the middle for Kukul. Kukul attacks. Layup in and good. It's 4-2 Vulcans.
And Irina Kukul got the first 4 points against Edinburgh, too, and she's getting off to a great start here as well. She's really come along late. California has really liked what she's done since the Slippery Rock game back in January.
Matthew has it for the Crimson Hawks. Up at the point, near side to Fairman. Fairman crosses over to Stapleton. Stapleton near side to Stamp. Takes a jumper. Indiana with the rebound. It tries to go underneath, but the pass got pushed away, but recovered by the Crimson Hawks. Far side. Looking for a lane is Matthew, but Matthew finds Fairman, who sends the layup through. It's tied at 4.
Yeah, no one covered Amy Fairman on that one. That was all set up there by Stoner, keeping the play alive, and eventually Fairman broke free and his easy 2 points.
Norm, the Crimson Hawk, just ran behind us, Matt. I don't know if you caught him. So now here's Kukul with it at the point. Takes a jumper for 2 off the back of the rim. And the rebound comes to Indiana. Now far side, that's Stapleton. Gives it back to Matthew. Matthew picked it up a little sooner than she might have wanted to. Underneath for Stoner. And the pass is stolen away by Doran. She gives it to Mickey Glenn.
Stoner tried a no-look pass there, but credit Lana Doran for staying in her lane and getting the pass right there. California created a lot of turnovers early.
Here's Doran attacking, and she draws the foul on the shot against IUP.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to call Ashley Stoner for that one. That'll be her first team. IUP's first. Lana Doran driving to the basket there. She will go to the line here. Lana Doran only shooting 63.2% for the season, but she really doesn't go a lot to the free throw strip, so she doesn't get a lot of practice in.
Doran's first shot up, first shot good. It is now 5-4 in favor of California.
And in that last matchup, Lana Doran transferred from Gardner-Webb from England. She got under the skin of IUP's players. It's kind of what she likes to do to a lot of the teams.
Second shot up, second shot good. Cal with a 2-point lead now, 6-4. Indiana will inbound. Led the way by Leslie Stapleton. Stapleton attacking the paint. Layup a little too strong. Mahadi gets the rebound. Long stretch pass for Frotz near side. Frotz thought about the baseline. There she goes. Sends the layup up. Overshot it a little bit, and the ball is rebounded by the Crimson Hawks.
I like the idea there for Frotz, but she kind of hesitated a little bit. Tried to go around Lindsay Stamp, but 5'10 on 5'5 doesn't work a lot.
Matthew finds help. She gives it to Stamp. Stamp back to Matthew. Far corner for Stapleton. Stapleton kicked it and recovered by the Vulcans. Kukul all by herself. Layup up and good. 8-4 Vulcans.
Oh, and Irina Kukul tripped over the IEP cable down there, but how about the start by Irina Kukul? 6 points of the 8 points for California are off to a great start.
Great start indeed. Kukul with being in the right place at the right time. Right place at the right time to get all by herself for that shot.
And Cody, here's our first media timeout of the half, 8-4 Vulcans. Irina Kukul, 6 points so far. You talked about her being in the right place at the right time. That cable wasn't the right place at the right time. We're going to take a look at the team leaders for California here. Emma Mahadi, 16 points per game. Mickey Glenn's right behind her. But then you just see Mahadi and Glenn, 6 rebounds, and Glenn, 66 assists, 60 steals, 36.6 minutes. Mickey Glenn's only a sophomore. She means so much to this team, and they're your 2 team leaders right there. When Mahadi and Glenn are on the court at the same time, it's tough to stop this California offense.
And Mickey Glenn, our player to watch, we mentioned in the open, averaging 16 points a game. And, of course, on the season with all those leading numbers. And now the team leaders for IUP, dominated by Stamp and Matthew, among others.
Well, Lindsay Stamp's competing for PSAC West Player of the Year, 20.3 at leads in PSAC, 8.5 rebounds per game. And then you got Marina Matthew assists. Oh, part of that 99 assists, incredible number there. Mentioned before, 3rd in the nation of any women's basketball team in Division II in assists. So they definitely like to spread around the basketball. They're not afraid to pass around the ball, but neither is California. These teams are very alike. California, I think, is more of a high-tempo based offense, but it's what provides when these 2 teams, they're clean. That is what's most important. That's why these 2 teams, you see them at the top of the PSAC West standings.
Well, like you said before, California is known for their relatively slow start to games, but once they get on the groove, they're on fire. And California might be finding a little bit of an early groove here now with 15:46 left to go in the first half. Indiana will be inbounding it, though, after Kukul got that easy layup in on the takeaway. So now Marita Matthew will bring it up for the Crimson Hawks. Matthew, near side. Being pressured. Janae Brooks sends it underneath, but the rebound comes to Mickey Glenn. She'll bring it up near side to Frotz. Back to Glenn.
Defense there on Lindsay Stamp.
Back to Glenn. Over on the far side to Doran, to Mahadi. Swinging it from beyond the three-point arc. Mahadi from in front of the bench goes underneath to Kukul. Nice pass, but she can't get a good look at the shot, and there's a whistle. Looks like we're going to have a foul.
Oh my goodness, that would have been a heck of a play right there. Mahadi inside the Kuko. But we see Mahadi's going to check out of the game here for Sierra Barrett. We'll see her, the standing freshman, for the first time in this game.
And an over and back violation called against the Vulcans after the inbound pass went a little too far away from its intended target. So Indiana will get the inbound from half court.
It's a tough break right there. Lana Doran tried to save it, but just too late. It went past the left wing there at the Crimson Hawk at midcourt. IUP ball.
Marita Matthew has it far side, getting trapped by some defenders. Ball got kicked again out of bounds from right in front of the California bench.
And Frotz there on defense with Sierra Barrett. They double-teamed IUP. Trapped Amy Fairman in the corner there. IUP lucky to retain possession.
Fairman inbounds it. Looks for Brooks, but the pass gets stolen away by Frotz.
California, how many times have we seen this all season? Their defense on the inbounds play, I think it's some of the best inbounds defense in the PSAC from this California Vulcans team.
So now Frotz has it over on the far side. Over to Doran. Doran back to Frotz. Frotz, long three off the back of the rim. Rebound goes for Brooks, and it's recovered by Fairman.
Yeah, Zanae Brooks out rebounding Lana Doran there, just barely getting the rebound there. Interesting shot selection here by Frotz, really shooting at from downtown.
There's another steal by Arena Kukul on Amy Fairman. Kukul sends it over to Glenn. Glenn with the layup, just a little short. The rebound comes to Kukul though. She's controlling it over on the far side, looking for help. She finds Frotz.
That's just great defense there. They're really catching IUP off balance early.
Doran tried going far side, but there's a steal by Indiana. All by herself is Marita Matthew. She sends the layup in a little too strong, and the ball goes out of bounds. It is California's possession.
And IUP getting that right back there. Matthew with the steal, trying to create it for herself. Mickey Glenn, credit to her not giving up on the play right there. And Matthew, too strong, kind of hurried her shot there, and it went off. IUP still offense, still looking to try to get in the group, but plenty of time left here in the first half.
Indiana going with a press defense right now as Glenn brings it across half court. Far side to Frotz. Frotz back to Glenn. Over in the corner, intended for Kukul, but the ball goes out of bounds off of her right hand.
Mickey Glenn, I mean, that's what she does best, trying to get it there. But Kukul, I don't even think she was looking at the ball in that play right there. You can't have turnovers like that.
So Marita Matthew will bring it back up for the Crimson Hawks. Matthew gives it underneath to Megan Smith, who sends the layup in and good. It is 10-6.
And Megan Smith, the freshman, she's standing at 6 foot, so you got to think why she's getting a lot of playing time early as a freshman from West Perry out nearby Harrisburg.
It's actually 8-6. I beg your pardon on that one. 8-6 California. That was my mistake. Frotz tries to go through the paint, but gets fouled on the way in.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to call Amy Fairman there. Frotz bullying her way to the basket. Fairman trying to rip the ball away from her, but got all skin on that one, so that'll be her first foul.
California with one personal foul, or team foul, I beg your pardon. Indiana with two. Inbounded to Mahadi over on the far corner. Mahadi with it, looking for help, finds Doran up at the point. Near side to Glenn. Glenn giving directions, she'll reset. Cross court to Doran. Doran finds a lane, attacks. Layup in and good. It's now 10-6, California.
Oh, that's a pretty play there by Lana Doran, just storming into the basket there with a little right-hand hook. Her and Kuko pacing the way so far.
Megan Smith gives it over to Stamp. Lindsay Stamp attacks a lane. Off the front of the rim, no good. The rebound comes to California. Here comes Mickey Glenn.
California very lucky there. How many times you normally don't see Lindsay Stamp miss the free throw?
Glenn tried to send a pass to Mahadi, but it got swatted out of bounds by Indiana, so it'll be a retry on the inbound for California.
We're going going to see Leslie Stapleton check back into the game there. Her sister Audrey Stapleton on Slippery Rock's team. Those two played against each other in California. Got to see them 2 weeks ago.
Vulcans with it now. Cross court to Glenn. Mickey Glenn goes over to the corner for Frotz. Jumper off the back of the rim. Rebound comes to the Crimson Hawks, but Frotz swatted it away. So that'll force Indiana to inbound.
And you got to like with Caitlin Frotz there. She kind of started off a little cold to the shooting for the game. You see maybe a little frustration there. But anytime she misses a shot, she always goes harder on defense, trying to get the ball back, trying to make up for missing a shot there. You got to love how she plays.
Megan Smith with it now at the corner of the post. Swatted away by Frotz, but recovered by Lindsay Stamp. Stamp tries to attack the lane, but the pass gets stolen away by Mahadi. Long stretch pass for Glenn. She's open, takes it, layup in and good. It's 12-6.
Oh my goodness, Emma Mahadi with awareness, seeing Mickey Glenn streaking down the court, kind of pulled back there like a quarterback and found Glenn perfect to the basket.
Marita Matthew brings it up for the Crimson Hawks. We have 11:42 left to go in the first half. Layup by Brooks is no good. The rebound comes to Frotz. She crosses half court. Finds Barrett underneath. Barrett with the shot in and good. It's 14-6.
And I thought Caitlin Frotz was trying to go for an alley-oop dump there.
Me too.
Sierra Barrett, only 6 foot, can't really do that, but that's still a great play.
Now here's Stamp with it. She draws the foul as she was going for the layup on the long pass underneath. A mirror play of what we saw California do.
Yeah, Lindsay Stamp finally got herself open. Mickey Glenn gets her first foul here. And we're going to have our second media timeout.
With 11:22 left to go in the first half, your score California 14, Indiana 6. More first half action next here on CUTV.
With 18 institutions, my conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications. With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, my conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, my conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to make a wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
Well, it's 14-6 in favor of California here with 11:22 left to go in the first half. Matt, the Vulcans off to a very strong start.
And it all starts with their defense and just shifty plays so far, getting a lot of unknown contributions here. We got Norm, the Crimson Hawk, behind us that really treating us well. We see Lindsay Stamp go to the line here, and she makes her first free throw. But Cody, one of her Achilles heel is 58.9% from the free throw stripe. But if that's your only Achilles heel, it's still a great season that she's having.
14-7 now in favor of California, and that remains the same as Glenn gets the rebound on a missed second free throw attempt. Glenn gives it near side to Doran. Doran tries to go underneath for Barrett, but Barrett finds Mahadi in the corner, takes the jumper, and rebounded by Indiana.
Lindsay Stamp using her size there, but I really like the passing there with Sierra Barrett. Mahadi couldn't get it to go through. No points for her yet.
Megan Smith tried going underneath, but Barrett came up with it. She finds Glenn.
California is slamming all the doors inside for IEP. They're trying to keep forcing these passes inside, but California just says no.
Doran goes in the corner to Kukul. Or Glenn, I beg your pardon. She tried going underneath with it. Mahadi somehow ended up with it, and the ball goes out of bounds on a pass. It looked like it was intended for Frotz.
Looks like they were playing hot potato right there for a second. Getting a look, we're going to see Ashley Stoner check back into the game for Crimson Hawks. But I thought Mahadi would get it to Frotz at the last second there, but fortunately enough for California that they're able to keep possession and try to get some points.
So California will be inbounding it. And the ball goes out of bounds again. Looks like Matthew forced that one out of bounds.
Swatted. She didn't like that inbounds pass. She wants California to do it again.
And now here's a successful one as Glenn takes it to the point. Near side for Frotz. Frotz over into the corner for Mahadi. That shot's no good. Rebounded by Indiana.
Mahadi normally the ones that scorch an IUP, but she had a big second half last time. Looked for her to do that later in the game.
Now underneath, Barrett got collided with by Brooks. Looks like she's able to get up on her own power, though. That was a violent collision.
Yeah, it's a very violent collision. But Sierra Barrett did not have her feet set, and then she's going to get called for the blocking foul there. But unfortunately for her, she takes the tumble. But she sends Janae Brooks to the line here, 62.9% from the free throw stripe.
Brooks, first shot up, first shot good. It's now 14-8 in favor of California. And now we're seeing Kukul check into the game for Caitlin Frotz.
And Kuku's having a great start, but Caitlin Frotz, still no points yet for her. Probably just Strom just take her on the bench, give her some time to relax and breathe and get a good mindset.
Second shot up, second shot good. It's 14-9. California still with the lead. And here comes Mickey Glenn. 10-12 left to go in the first half. Glenn goes near side to Doran. Doran backs up, goes underneath for Barrett. Barrett plows over the defender. Takes a bounce, and it goes no good. The rebound comes to Indiana.
That's just tough luck right there. That basketball sat up the rim for the longest time.
Now Fairman has it. She goes near side to Matthew. Matthew back to Fairman. Long jumper for three. Off the front of the rim. Rebound comes to Kukul.
California very lucky right there. Amy Fairman shooting 32.9% from the three-point stripe, and IUP hasn't made any of those so far.
Glenn near side to Doran. Doran goes underneath to Mahadi. Jumper from the paint, in and good. It's 16-9.
And maybe that's what Emma Mahadi needed right there. Got a little members bounce on the basket there, and maybe it's the spark that Mahadi needs to get really going here. First 2 points for her.
9:20 left to go in the first half. Underneath intended for Stoner, but Mahadi gets that pass stolen away.
And she just does it all in offense and defense. Just one of the most hard-working girls I've ever seen play basketball at California.
Glenn has it over in the corner. She goes underneath to Kukul. Now back out for Doran. Far side to Glenn. Back to the point for Doran. Doran for three. Off the front of the rim. Rebound comes to Mahadi. She attacks the baseline. Thought she might have gotten fouled there, but no call as Indiana gets the steal. Now Matthew gives it near side to Stapleton. Stapleton tried going back to Matthew, but Glenn stole that one away. Glenn. Barrett has it now. And the layup is in and good. It is 18-9.
How about that play set up there by Lana Doran to Sierra Barrett? Sierra Barrett, my IUP crowd wanted her to get called for a travel, but I didn't see anything wrong with that. And Barrett puts in 4 points for her so far. California, 9-point lead.
Stoner has it. She gives it to Brooks. Brooks almost had that pass stolen away, but it goes out of bounds, and it looks like it's going to be California's ball.
That is going to be California's ball. This defense, I tell you what, Cody, these last two games against Mercyhurst and Edinboro, I've just never seen this California defense play as more focused as they've been. Think about this. You go against IUP, one of the top scoring offenses in the PSAC. I thought maybe this might create a matchup problem for IUP, and California's really taken it to them so far.
8:03 left to go in the first half, and here's a steal by Indiana as the 8-minute mark commences with 7:59 left.
Lana Doran there, I think she's kind of laughing at that one. I think it was a bit of a, so we're going to see a third media timeout right here. California still up to a great start, 18-9, got a little buffer room. But if you're Lana Doran, I like the aggression, but you can't afford to take fouls like that. Cody, PSAC West standings, you see the two teams, 1 and 2. Gannon technically tied with California. You could say Gannon's second because they beat California in the first time, but you look right here, the first four are pretty much set. 5 to 8 is separated by 2 games. Any which way can happen. Those teams all play each other. Pitt Johnson, Mercer, Seton Hill, and Slippery Rock. California, they get Clarion, who's still struggling. They got their first win last week against UPJ. IUP, they got to travel up to the Hammermill Center. That's going to be just as equal game as this. They don't stop with the tough teams. Got California home and Gannon next. And they got to play Edinboro next week, too. So really tough stretch for the Crimson Hawks.
Yeah, it's a very thin window. You can't really count out anybody in the particular division because, as we like to say in the PSAC, anything can happen. And we've seen a lot of crazy things happen here.
Oh, I mean, we're kind of seeing some crazy things happen here. California on the road, coming up to IUP, a place they just got their first win at KCAC last January, and that was a big monkey off California's back, both the men's and women's team. So they don't really play well up here in the Memorial Fieldhouse, and the KCAC, but they're off to a great start. Like we keep saying, 7:59 left, still a lot of game to go. And IEP, they're starting to get Cal in a little bit of foul trouble. Still 4 fouls, not too bad. But the ways California's defense, I mean, I can't say that enough. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, but California's defense has just been incredible so far.
So far, so good. As long as the Vulcan defense can stay fundamentally sound, they should be okay throughout the rest of the game. And now Lindsey Stamp is going to be guilty of a travel. A little bit of hot feet on there, so it's a turnover for the Crimson Hawks. The Vulcans will get it.
Yeah, Lindsey Stamp's been out of all sorts so far, whether it's been California's defense on her. She only has 1 point in this game. It's from a free throw. Still no made field goals.
So Mickey Glenn will bring it up for the Vulcans. Crosses half court. Near side, goes into the corner for Mahadi. Back out. And back in again. Now back out. Glenn, far side. That's Doran. Jumper, no good. Goes out of bounds. Indiana's ball.
Sierra Barrett tried to get her hands on the basketball there, tried to save it, but she just couldn't. Interesting to see Lana Doran starting to take some outside shots there. Normally you don't see her shooting from three-point range. She's only shooting, came in this game 20%.
Lindsey Stamp gives it to Lisa Burton, but there's going to be a foul on the floor.
Yeah, Lisa Burton, she's actually a senior, but she doesn't start. But she just brushed Mickey Glenn right there, and they called Mickey Glenn for the foul. So we're going to see Caitlin Frotz checking the game for California.
Frost checking into the game, just like you said, Matt, for Mickey Glenn. Glenn takes a seat. California now with 5 team fouls. Indiana still only has 2. Stamp attacks, layup in, off the backboard. Kukul stripped the ball away from Stoner, and now the Vulcans will bring it up.
I mean, that's just all weight room right there, what Kukul did. I mean, going against Ashley Stoner, 6'1", having the strength to rip the ball away for her, very impressive.
Barrett has it in the paint, but she gives it over to Frotz. No good. The rebound comes to Kukul. Kukul, Frotz, Doran. Back to Frotz again. Near side to Kukul. Tried going underneath for Barrett. Barrett tried to go for a layup. Gets her own rebound. Kicks it back out for Mahadi, who takes a jumper for 3, and that's good. It's 21-9 in favor of California.
Sierra Barrett grabbing her own rebound. How about the awareness getting it out to Mahadi for the 3-point? That's just great play. You can imagine she's a freshman.
Matthew with a jumper off the front of the rim, and on the rebound, there was a foul called.
Yeah, that's going to be called on Ashley Stoner there, and Ashley Stoner, that's going to be her second foul, so key job for California to get her in the foul trouble early.
So the Vulcans will be inbounding it. 6:38 left to go in the first half.
Okay, we're going to see Shawnee Brooks check back into the game for IEP. Your IEP, you got to get a stop right here. I mean, you're starting to fall behind a little bit, but hey, this is what happened in California back in January. IEP got out to the big lead early on, and then California closed back and got the win, so there's still a lot of game to be played.
Can't count anybody out with more than a half left to play, that's for certain. Barrett has it underneath, goes to Mahadi, who's another jumper for 3. Two Mahadi three-pointers in a row. 24-9.
Emma Mahadi just coming out of nowhere. It's what she does. She had back-to-back threes against Seton Hill, but this is crazy so far what's going on. 24-9. Anyone see this coming?
So now here's Amy Fairman with it. Fairman goes over in the far corner. Burton plows over Mahadi underneath the basket.
And that's a good call right there, Lisa Burton. Just plowing over Mahadi. She had her feet set, and it's just not a good foul for IUP.
So that is IUP's 4th team foul. California has 5. It's 24-9 in favor of the Vulcans with 5:53 left to go in the first. Mahadi goes underneath to Kukul. Layup in and good. 26-9.
Emma Mahadi just finding Kukul. Kukul with a nice start. Hey, Caitlin Front. Did you just see what happened?
No, I didn't. I was looking over at you, Matt.
No, I didn't see that. Caitlin Front must have just stole the inbound and put it in. We don't have replays, technical difficulty. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, wow. Okay, here comes Emma Mahadi. Yeah, I'm guilty on that one. I was looking right at you, Matt.
I mean, I couldn't see it. It looked like, because I looked away, looked down my stat sheet to write it down, and I see everybody celebrate. I was like, what?
So now here's Matthew with it, but that gets rebounded by Mahadi, and she gives it over to Frotz. Frotz underneath to Doran, and she draws a foul.
Yeah, that one's going to get called on either Lisa Burton or Amy Fairman. It's going to be on Amy Fairman. That's her second. So now 2 IUP starters in trouble. Almost a 19-point lead. I mean, I'm out of words to what's happened so far. It's great. But, oh, look at this.
Frotz got that inbound.
She bounced it off of one IEP player down there and got it back.
So now Mahadi has it over on the far side. 4:55 left to go in the first. Mahadi got the shot blocked and rebounded by Matthew.
That was a good play there by Janae Brooks. They needed that.
Here comes Matthew, near side to Fairman. Her layup is a little too strong. Comes kicking back out to Matthew. Jumper for three is good. It's 28-12.
And that's Matthew's the only one that's really scoring for IEP so far. She's got 5 points. They needed that. I mean, oh my goodness, what California was doing to them. But still a 16-point lead here for the Vulcans.
Marita Matthew, the hometown product out of Indiana, Pennsylvania.
2 players on the team from Indiana.
Now here's Frotz with it. Jumper for three. That's good. Gets those 3 points right back, and Matthew falls over.
Yes.
Looks like Frotz ran into her unintentionally.
No harm, no foul. You can see a little teamwork there. But it kind of reminds me of the Edinburgh game a little bit. Edinburgh tried to close the lead. California just struck right back like that.
Matthew gives it over far side to Burton. Or Brooks, I beg your pardon. She gives it to Burton. Under 4 minutes left to go in the half. Lisa Burton picks it up, looking for help. That's 5-second violation on Indiana.
Again, that defense by California, you get a player like Lisa Burton, she's still a senior, gets a lot of time. Cody, final media timeout of the first half.
With 3 minutes and 48 seconds left to go in the first half, your score, California 31, Indiana 12. Stay tuned for the conclusion of the first half here on CUTV.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to Make-A-Wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
California off to one of the best first half starts we've seen all season with a 31-12 lead over the 5th-ranked Indiana Crimson Hawks.
I mean, Cody, words can't say enough. I feel like we had this conversation on Saturday, but the way they've dominated Mercyhurst, Edinburgh, but now you're facing the number 5 team in the country on their home court, a place that they normally never lose, and they're out to a 19-point lead. It's just incredible. Caitlin Frotz got off to a slow start, and she just hit the last 3, so maybe that'll get her going.
Frotz goes underneath the Barrett. Barrett with a layup in and good. It's 33-12.
It's just incredible. Sierra Barrett off to a great start. Frotz, I mean, Sierra Barrett with that size could just go easy to the basket here, and this is a 21-point lead.
Marita Matthew gives it to Brooks. Brooks goes underneath, but Mahadi steals that one away. She'll give it to Frotz, and Frotz will take her time, dribbling it back up court. 3:17 left to go in the half. Vulcans leading by 21.
California can't let up. You got IEP on their heels, can't let up and do turnovers like that.
Mahadi tried going underneath, but the pass got stolen away by Burton. Now here comes Matthew. Marita Matthew being pressured by Frotz, gives it to Burton. Lisa Burton, far side to Amy Fairman. Fairman looking for a lane, gets stolen away by Barrett. She gives it to Mahadi. Here she comes down the paint. Layup in, a little too strong. It goes out of bounds. It's still California's ball.
Tough break there for Mahadi. She got great steal. Again, more steals for this California team. I like to see the team steals after this game. Ball went out there on Lisa Burton. We're going to see Stapleton check back in the game for IEP.
Stapleton checks into the game. Looks like Brooks takes a seat. Or Burton takes a seat, I beg your pardon. So now Doran goes far side to Kukul. Cross court to Mahadi. Back to the point for Doran. Doran, jumper from the paint. No good. The rebound comes to Indiana, but she draws a foul in the process. Stamp had it. Looks like she might have drawn one.
More aggressive play there by Lana Doran. That's her 2nd foul. But now California, that's her 6th team foul. So IEP one more. They're going to be in the bonus. That's going to be key for IEP to see if they can close on the lead. But other than Ashley Stoner, this team is not really good from the free throw stripe. Ashley Stoner, one of the best free throw shooters of all time for IUP.
Stapleton has it. She gives it far side to Stamp. Stamp off the front of the rim. Rebound, scramble. Frotz comes up with it. Crossing half court now. She has Mahadi on her right wing, and she gives it to her. Jumper for three. Little too strong. Rebounded by IUP.
Almost bounced right in. That would have been crazy. But oh my goodness.
Frotz with another steal, but Indiana recovers that one. Little body-on-body contact as that jumper for three is no good by Stapleton, and there's a foul on the court.
Yeah, it's going to be a foul away from the play there on IUP. Couldn't see who it was on.
Ashley Stoner.
It's going to be on Ashley Stoner. And Cody, that is her third foul so far. She has no points. So you got a girl that's coming in here, 14.2 points a game. That's second on the team, only to Lindsay Stamp. And California is basically taking her out of the game.
Three personal fouls in the first half is definitely a red flag, and it can trigger someone to play more conservatively, which can lead to more offensive opportunities for your opponent. So it gets real interesting whenever that situation arises. So now Frotz crosses half court with it. Going to keep it for herself. Layup it, no good. A little too strong. Rebound comes to IUP. Matthey gives it to Stamp. Stamp attacks the baseline. A little too strong. Rebound comes to Frotz, and she draws the foul on the rebound.
Yeah, and Lindsay Stamp, I mean, that was a good play to the basket there, but she's getting no luck with the rims. Look for that to change later in the game. But you can see the foul that was on there for IUP, but now this puts California in the bonus. That was their 17th foul.
So it looks like Frotz will go to the free throw line with the bonus opportunity. California leading 33-12 with about 90 seconds left to go in the half. Frotz, first shot up, off the front of the rim, rebounded by Stamp. Goes over far side. For Matthey, near side now. That's Fairman with the jumper for three. It's 33-15.
Yeah, you can't leave Amy Fairman wide open right there. California's defense is doing a good job. But now you see IUP cut into the lead a little bit. California respond. It's the stretch run right here. They can put IUP in a really deficit early, even more.
Here comes Kukul, but she kicks it back out to Frotz. Frotz from beyond the three-point arc, giving directions. Stops, pivots, gives it to Doran. Doran to Kukul. Kukul dribbling around the defense, tried going underneath, but the ball goes out of bounds.
Yeah, I think she was fouled on that one, too. That's going to be on Amy Fairman. That's her third foul. So now two IUP starters have three fouls so far. So that's your two big weapons right here are starting to become almost out, but they got to hit the free throws.
Kukul misses her free throw attempt. Under a minute left to go in the half. Here's the layup by Stamp. That falls through. It's 33-17.
And IUP's crowd has been waiting for Lindsay Stamp to finally hit a field goal here. Crazy that it's under a minute here and she finally hits a basket. But now 5-0 run by IUP here. California can't hold the ball, but they got to get some points right here.
30 seconds left to go in the half. Mahadi has it over on the far side. Finds a lane on the baseline. That was a little too strong. Gets trampled over on the rebound, and there's a foul called. I'm not sure who it'll be against, though.
Could be on Janae Brooks.
Lisa Burton returns with the Crimson Hawks.
I was going to say it was out on California, so it's going to be IUP basketball. 22.2 seconds left, so IUP can hold here for the last shot.
Shot clock is turned off. IUP will give one more chance. Matthey gives it near side to Burton. Burton cross court, back to Matthey, back to Burton. Near side for Stapleton. Stapleton back to
5
Matthey.
seconds.
Stamp from the
2 seconds.
takes the jumper, falls backwards. That one's no good. So IUP fails to capitalize on their last opportunity before the buzzer.
California defense playing strong right there. Suffocate him, not able to let IUP get a good shot off right here. IUP on a 5-0 run to close him a little bit, but still unbelievable performance in the first half of California. Can't say enough.
After 20 minutes of play, California leads the way over the Crimson Hawks of Indiana, 33-17. Stay tuned. We will have second half coverage for you next here on CUTV.
NCAA Division II has much to cheer about, as nearly 100,000 student athletes compete with passion and pride. And I'm pleased to share the best news of all. Student athletes are outperforming the rest of the D2 student body in graduation rates. Just another reason why you'll hear us say with pride, I chose Division II. Learn more at d2sa.org.
With 18 institutions, my conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications. With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, my conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, my conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
(33-17) after one half of play here at the KCAC in Indiana University of Pennsylvania. The Vulcans are leading it. If you're just joining us, I'm Cody Jeanette. Matt Hagee and I will have the call for you today. Matt, let's take a look at some of the remarkable halftime stats.
That's a great word, remarkable, to describe this California performance, just taking it to the number 5 team in the country on their own home court. See right there, field goals. IEP only 6 made field goals, but they've had a lot of good looks. They haven't fell yet. That's good to see if that changes in the half. California not very good for 3 points. The 2 of them came from Emma Mahadi. IEP only 2 for 5. Free throws for California need to improve on that. They missed the last 2, but they looked very bad too. IEP just out-rebounding California, but IEP using that size. That was about expected, but the big number right here, 2 big numbers actually. 18 turnovers to 5 turnovers for Cal. How California was able to use that defense and the interior defense to prevent IEP from driving to the basketball, what they love to do, and intercepting basically any pass to the basket. And then 12 steals, that's what Cal loves to do. They're scorching IEP for the season in steals, and then that leads to the score 33-17. But it's been the turnovers, Cody. But I'll tell you what, these first 5 minutes right here, IEP scored the last 5 points in the half. This was a 21-point game. Lindsey Stamp made her first field goal. Look for her to come out strong. But now IEP has 2 other players in foul trouble in Ashley Stoner and Amy Fairman, 2 of your senior leaders. So see if Cal can try to attack them, try to maybe force them out of the game some more. But you got to think IEP is not going to go down easily. They're the number 5 team in the country for a reason.
Yeah, just like you said, Matt, a few of the Crimson Hawks' key players are in big foul trouble. Getting 3 fouls in the first half is a big red flag, and it can really cause them to play a lot more conservatively, which can lead to a lot more offensive opportunities for their opponent in this game. So this is when things get interesting, because you're taking that fact into consideration, along with the fact that if you do foul out, your bench gets shortened, your players have to be on the court for a longer period of time, they'll get more tired and they'll start to get a little flawed. So who knows what will happen with that. So we take one more look at the PSAC West. Indiana and California on top, but Gannon and Edinburgh, like you were saying, Matt, not far behind them at all.
And California, these 4 teams at the top right here, they are playing tonight on Wednesday, February 4th. It's basically rivalry night. IEP and California. California gets the win tonight here, holds on. They basically have advantage for the inside track to the number 1 seed in the PSAC West, because they have Gannon at home, second last game of the season. But here's to tell you what, there's a big game right now going on in the Macomb Fieldhouse as we broadcast this game. Gannon and Edinburgh, during the duration of this game, Edinburgh had the lead at halftime. That would definitely help California's chances out if Edinburgh can get that now you could say upset win.
Lots of upset wins may be happening from around the PSAC here this week. So with the start of a new half, the teams will be switching sides. California will be going from right to left on your TV screen this time. And Indiana, the Crimson Hawks, as you see them huddled up there over on the far corner bench, will be going from left to right on your TV screens.
And I'll tell you what, Cody, I think IEP is going to come out to play inspired these first 5 minutes. Cal's got to weather the storm. If Cal can weather the storm in these first 5 minutes, I think they have a really good chance at pulling away here. If IEP can really gash into this deficit like they did in the last minute there, it's going to be a very interesting game. I mean, these 2 teams, they provided a classic in the Convocation Center. It was California coming from behind against IEP. Now it's on IEP to see if they can try to return the favor.
So now California will be getting the initial inbound for the second half. It looks like it'll be Arena Kukul will be inbounding it for the Vulcans. Also on the court for the Vulcans are Frotz, Doran, Mahadi, and Glenn. For the Crimson Hawks, we see Stamp, Fairman, and Stoner. along with Marita Matthew, who was one of the key offensive contributors so far in this half. Or in the first half, I beg your pardon. This half didn't happen yet, Matt.
No.
I'm jumping forward in time here. So the 20 fresh minutes on the clock just start to roll, and here we go. Glenn has it on the near side for the Vulcans. Glenn gives it to Frotz. Frotz will reset. Looking for a lane, finds it, attacks, layup in, a little too strong. Rebound comes to Stamp.
Frost, you got to try to hit those. That's a close one under the basket there. She's had a lot of unlucky breaks with the rim, but IUP struggled with that side of the court. It'd be interesting to see if they have more success at this one.
Matthew goes down the middle for Stoner. Layup just short. She gets her own rebound. Second chance, that one falls through. It is now 33-19.
And that was big for Stoner, getting that rebound using her 6'1" frame. There's her first 2 points of the game in foul trouble. She needed that.
Kukol gives it to Frotz. Stoner took a wipeout underneath, but gets back up. Glenn has it. Over on the far side to Mahadi. Now to Doran. Doran looking for help. Finds Glenn in the corner. 10 on the shot clock. Glenn finds Frotz. 6 on the shot clock. Now 5. Frotz scrambles. Gives it to Kukol, who takes a jumper for 3. That one's good. It's 36-19.
That is the biggest shot of the game right there. How about Irina Kukol? First one, the double-digit points for either team, and stopped the IUP 7-0 run that continued from the final minute in the first half.
Matthew gives it to Stamp. Stamp goes over to the far side. Back to Matthew. Underneath, that's Stoner. Ashley Stoner with the quick jumper. Rebounded by California.
Almost a little miscommunication there. Kukol and Mahadi going for the basketball. Mahadi, fortunate for the Vulcans to get it in.
So Mickey Glenn has it. She'll give directions and reset the offense. Gives it over to Frotz on the far side. Kukol now to Doran. Lana Doran. Far side to Mickey Glenn. Spinning around the defender. Nice move. Layup in and good. It's 38-19.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. And Cal countering a 7-0 IUP run with a 5-0 run in the moment. Mickey Glenn hitting that old circle button on the PlayStation controller, as I like to say recently.
So now Amy Fairman has it for the Crimson Hawks, being pressured by Mahadi. Or by Doran, I beg your pardon. Underneath for Stoner. Ashley Stoner with the easy layup, gets those 2 points right back, 38-21.
Well, she's come out strong, but I mean, wrestled around Caitlin Frotz there, 6'1" to 5'5". Frotz likes to play big against those taller girls out there, and I like that. I like that she challenged herself against that, but that time Ashley Stoner able to rip away from Frotz.
Lana Doran goes into the corner for Mickey Glenn. That pass gets stolen away by Lindsay Stamp. Stamp dribbling up the far side of the court, spins around, long stretch pass for Matthew. Matthew didn't have an open shot. She tries to create one. There it is, a little too strong. Rebound comes to Stoner. Kukol took a wipeout on the rebound. Stoner gets the layup. It's 38-23.
6 points now for Stoner. Can't say about the start. She kind of reminded me of the Edinburgh's kind of closed out a little bit on Saturday, but now it's starting to get the crowd awoken a little bit. It's been taken out of the game so far. Credit California for that.
Glenn, jumper for 3. Air ball, misses everything. Goes out of bounds. Indiana's possession.
So IUP closing in some more, only about the 1, but we're getting ready to go to the first media timeout here. California's still holding their own so far, but IUP's, as expected, starting to hit some more shots and get some of their better players going.
Marita Matthew gives it to Stamp, who tries driving down the paint, and she draws the foul on the shot attempt.
Now Lana Doran's in foul trouble. She's got 3, and Stamp's going to go to the line here. It's actually the first foul of the second half, so far. 16:38 remaining. Stamp going back to the line, 1 for 2 last time.
Stamp on the season overall coming into this game, a 59% free throw shooter, misses that one.
Not a bad foul, Cody. I mean, you force someone in the line like this that's not not her success point. She's from Erie. She transferred from Mercyhurst, played her freshman year at Mercyhurst. And I think Mercyhurst, she hits her second one there. I think Mercyhurst would like to have her back.
It's 38-24 now in favor of the Vulcans. 16:35 left to go in the first half. Second half, I beg your pardon. Excuse me. Glenn, far side, underneath to Kukol. Goes to the corner for Frotz. Frotz pumps, goes down the baseline, gives it back out to Mahadi. Now to Doran. Doran, jumper for 3. Short. Rebounded by Stoner.
I think this is the most time we've seen Lana Doran try to take 3. Oh,
Frotz was another big steal almost.
Hit the line.
It is California's ball. Stoner Matthew tried recovering that one, but it goes out of bounds after hitting the line.
Yeah, Matthew looked so out of sorts there after Frotz kind of spooked her out a little bit in the California end, and she's never able to get possession of the ball, and California will get a much-needed turnover.
Glenn brings it across half court. Mickey Glenn, good pick by Mahadi. And now Mahadi gets the pass, takes a jumper for 3, off the back of the rim. Rebound, comes to Stamp, she finds Matthew. Here come the Crimson Hawks. Matthew dribbles near side. Goes cross court to Stapleton. Stapleton over onto the corner now. Jumper for 3 by Matthew is good, or Stamp I mean. Lindsey Stamp takes the 3.
And here comes IEP. They're starting to get rolling here. We're going to have a media timeout at the next stoppage. I think it's going to be nice for California. But we saw this against Edinburgh. Edinburgh kind of cut back, but California's responded. Let's see if they can do it here.
Frotz, near side to Glenn. Glenn back to Frotz. Frotz jumper for 3. That one goes through. It's 41-27.
Oh, that's a huge shot right there. Caitlin Frotz downtown responding to Lindsey Stamp, her first 3. California, they're still holding their own. They're still holding that double-digit lead.
So now Lindsey Stamp has it at the point, goes near side to Matthew. Marita Matthew. Over to Stapleton. Her shot goes no good, and Stoner gets the rebound, but draws the foul.
Yeah, Frotz going up big on Stoner. Stoner's getting a lot of rebounds. I don't think she really likes that call right there, and I think she was just a hard play to the boards right there, unfortunately. Frotz, that's her first. We see her first immediate timeout. I think California, nice need this one here. 14:58 remaining in this game. First 5 minutes are done. IEP's come out guns firing. We expected that. They're still doing it. We're going to take a look at the stat rankings here. Well, there's a reason why IEP is 5th in the country. 1-1-1. It's what they do. Scoring, though, California shut them down pretty well so far. Scoring defense, California still not scoring a lot of points, but IEP, they're really gashing IEP's defense. It just suffocates teams. But the scoring margin here, 1 and 2 in the PSAC, and this could possibly be the 2 best teams in the PSAC outside of Gannon. On this court tonight, these two teams have just wonderful athletes, great shooters, great hard workers, and it's been an excellent game so far, even though it's a 14-point deficit for IEP.
And California's stat ranking, that goes without saying, California's stat rankings have been improving within the past couple of weeks, and I believe it started with that game against Mercyhurst.
It really did.
Whenever their defense just all of a sudden lit a spark and was on fire, taking almost every pass away.
I mean, it's continued. It continued in the Edinburgh game. It continued in the first half of this game, and they're still creating some problems for IEP. But IEP's starting to lock in and think, wow, I mean, we're down double digits to our arch rivals on our home court, and we're ranked 5th in the country. Maybe that higher ranking's starting to get to them a little bit. It's sometimes IEP. When's the last time? I'd like to know the last time IEP's been ranked this high in women's basketball. So it's definitely some uncharted territory for IEP, and IEP doesn't play from behind. So again, California getting out of this big lead has been huge.
So Indiana will inbound it. Ashley Stoner has it. Dribbles with her back to Barrett. She kicks it back out to Stapleton. Her shot goes through. They are going to count it and 1.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good basket there by Stapleton. I believe that's her first 2 points of the. I believe that's her first 2 points of the game. It is. And it's a big 2 basket. It's the first time we've seen a 3-point play possibility here.
So the score's 41-29 pending this shot, and it rolls out, and California with the rebound.
That's just tough luck right there.
Glenn brings it across half court. Mahadi on the right wing. She gets it. Goes underneath to Barrett. Kicks it back out for Kukul. Kukul goes back underneath for Barrett. Now back out to Kukul. Kukul jumper for 3. Off the back of the rim. Rebound comes to Mahadi. And Mahadi kicks it back out to Glenn, and she'll reset the offense.
Second chance rebounds are just enormous in this game.
Glenn to Kukul. Underneath to Barrett. Retry. Barrett fouled on the shot. Going for the jumper from the paint.
I mean, IEP's crowd doesn't like that, but how many times have they called it against California so far? For Lindsey Stamp, that's her first foul, so fortunately for IEP, she's not in foul trouble here, but we're going to see Sierra Barrett go to the line here for the first time. She's only shooting 55.6% from the line. And, oh, actually, no, they're not going to call it a shooting foul, so Mickey Glenn will just inbound.
So it is still a foul on IUP either way. Mickey Glenn inbounds it, gives it to Caitlin Frotz, who will give it to Mickey Glenn, and she'll reset the offense. 14-10 left to go in the second half. Frotz with it now, near side. Looking for some kind of option. She finds a lane, attacks, and the layup goes through. It's 43-29.
Caitlin Frotz now really starting to pull it. She's got 10 points of her own after a slow start, so now 2 Vulcans in double-digit scoring along with Kuko.
Now here's Matthew with it near side. Matthew goes across to Amy Fairman. Fairman goes all the way over to Stamp. Lindsay Stamp attacks the paint. Layup in and no good. The rebound goes to Barrett. She gives it to Glenn. Here come the Vulcans up the far side of the court. Frotz has it in the far corner. Underneath for Barrett. Barrett being pressured by Stoner, kicks it back out for Frotz. Frotz looking for an open shot. She gets it off the back of the rim, rebounded by Stamp. And stolen away by Mahadi.
Look at that.
Frotz, wide open, layup, no good. The rebound comes back to Mahadi. She'll force the jump ball. It's Indiana's possession.
Caitlin Frotz is very upset with herself, and I mean, how about that? Mahadi, they create the turnover. She's right under the basket. And IUP called a timeout there. It's a good veteran play there to gain possession of the basketball once they had it. But under the basket, Mahadi tried to get it. And that's, oh my goodness,
that was
imagine
tough
what happened for IUP. Yeah, that could have really put IUP in a big hole. But that baskets like that really go into the game. And Cody, here's our YouTube page. For CUTV Sports 1, we put all our games on here. You're going to see this game on our webpage tomorrow at some point, and also the men's game as well. That'll be played later tonight after this one. But it's the best way to stay informed. Social media that we all have. We'll talk about more later. YouTube page. I know you're from Irwin, North Huntington Township. I don't believe they get CUTV.
Nope.
So your parents can go see what we do here. My parents are from Eastern PA. They can see what we do. You can see it and see all of our stuff anytime, anywhere on CUTV Sports 1 on our YouTube page at CUTV News Center.
Yes, that's what I was just going to say. CUTV also has a News Center channel, youtube.com/CUTV News Center and youtube.com/CUTV Sports 1. Great way to show friends and family, relatives alike that of all the work that CUTV does from anywhere in the world, no matter where they are. I know my sister went to veterinary school down in Mississippi.
Yeah.
She kept up to date with what we were doing through the YouTube channel. So no matter where they are from all around the world, we can keep up to date.
It's great to see all the great work we've done. Can't say enough about what we did. Can't say enough about this Vulcans performance though so far. Just hanging tough, even though they had that rough layup and miss right there by Caitlin Frotz. They're still holding their own. They're still holding the 14-point lead with 13-11 left in this game. They just got to start getting some defensive stops. We've seen Stoner wake up. We've seen Stamp hit a big shot, but it's just all about defense right now and fighting to the finish and not letting up.
So Indiana will be inbounding it, going left to right. It will be Marita Matthey bringing it up for the Crimson Hawks. Cross half court. Dribbles near side. Gets scrambled. Frotz goes for the jump ball. The possession arrow favors Indiana, though.
Good defense there by Frotz. Just fighting back. Even though she missed that layup, she fought back with the defense. And right there now it gives possession back to California. Next jump ball opportunity.
The possession arrow will switch upon this inbound.
Oh,
5-second violation against Indiana. Turnover for the Vulcans.
I mean, I can't get over this inbounds defense for California they have. I mean, they've spooked these other teams that they're thinking we can't pass anywhere because they're everywhere, and now they get called for a turnover, and California gets it right back and gets that much-needed defensive stop.
We're seeing a little brief delay here. The officials are conferencing right now. Not sure if they're debating whether some additional time needed to be put on the clock. The shot clock still says 30 seconds, so that's not the issue.
There's 13 minutes exactly on the scoreboard clock.
They're still conferencing over on the far side. California ready to inbound it from the near side out of bounds line. Kukul is there ready to pass it into Glenn. I think they were debating which possession arrow to favor, because on the inbound never came in, and that's usually when the scorekeeper flips the switch. They might have been a little confused as to who gets possession upon that jump ball.
That could have possibly been it. Maybe they're trying to, I don't know, they're trying to change the inbound location. I mean, that's where IUP lost it, but they're still, now they're talking to Coach Jeff Strom, but now he's starting to meet with Coach. Seeing a turn of events here, a game that was moving at a very fast pace earlier.
But it was right after the officials went over to the scores table, I saw the possession arrow come on. So I thought that's what the issue was.
It's shut off now. The scoreboard possession arrow is shut off. The scoreboard still reads IEP with possession. And okay, they flipped it back to IEP, and I think it should flip when Kuko inbounds it. But I mean, is that really an issue? Because California still was going to get the ball anyway. Still IEP's possession. Huh.
We'll see how that goes. Next jump ball as Mickey Glenn goes over on the far side with it now. Glenn back to Frotz. Frotz over to Mahadi. Mahadi drives the lane, attacks, layup is no good. The rebound comes to IUP. Stamp sends it ahead to Fairman. Fairman jumper, no good. The rebound goes off the face of Indiana. Whoever that was, it looked like it was Brooks underneath. Oh my goodness, that was a violent fall.
And I believe Brooks is going to get called for it's going to be a battle with Barrett. It'd be interesting to see the call on there. And they're going to call it on Brooks there. An IEP crowd doesn't like that because she's hurt, but that's, I mean, she made contact with Sierra Barrett.
And that's what caused it. But she looks like she is okay. She's just walking on her own power and staying in the game. So.
And I understand the frustration because she took a hard fall, but still, a call's a call. It's a rule.
12:23 left to go in the second half. Glenn goes far side to Kukul. Kukul back to Glenn. Glenn at the foul line, kicks it back out, takes the jumper for three by Kukul. It's good. It's 46-29.
Now Irina Kuko with 14 points so far, and a huge three-pointer to extend this lead even more.
So now Fairman has it, attacking the paint, goes for the layup and draws the foul.
Yeah, Fairman will go. That's the second time she did that. Second best free throw shooter on this team at 88.5%, and we're going to have our second media timeout of the second half.
With 11 minutes and 55 seconds left to go in the second half, your score, California 46, Indiana 29. More second half action from the KCAC is next here on CUTV Sports.
With 18 institutions, my conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications. With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, my conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, my conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to make a wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
(46-29), the score in favor of the California Vulcans over the fifth-ranked IUP Crimson Hawks here at Indiana University of Pennsylvania. We're just about to see Amy Fairman take some free throw attempts for the Crimson Hawks.
Yeah, and Amy Fairman should have made a mistake. She is the team's leading free throw shooter.
And there goes the first one.
And now it's a 16-point lead. Fairman from Marion Center, just up the road, up near Punxsutawney a little bit. So another local product. Ooh, she missed that one.
Misses the second shot, so the score is now 46-30. California still with the 16-point lead. Mickey Glenn will bring it up for the Vulcans.
If you're IUP, you got to make every free throw as possible with the lead. The deficit is much like this.
Underneath to Mahadi, layup a little too soft. Gets the rebound. That's Matthew. Matthew crosses half court. She finds Fairman. Fairman with the layup. Takes a friendly roll. It's 46-32.
And that was a nice little play right there. Just rolled right in. It sat there for a while, but it's a lucky break for IUP. I haven't been getting a lot of lucky breaks on the rim so far.
So Glenn has it near side, gives it to Frotz. Frotz dribbles. Takes a jumper. That one is good. It's 49-32 after the three-point shot.
That was a snipe show right there by Caitlin Frotz. She's coming absolutely alive in this second half.
I don't think Indiana was expecting that.
No,
either.
I don't think. She just pulled
She's
back.
Uncontested. So here's Fairman with it now, going down the post, off the side of the backboard. Mahadi gets it. She'll dribble up the far side of the court.
It's amazing to see Fairman and Stoner with 3 fouls. Oh.
Pump fake by Frotz. Thought about it again.
But Fairman and Stoner, the 2 girls with 3 fouls for IEP, still playing with reckless abandon, even in foul trouble.
So now there's a foul on the floor after Glenn was going for a layup, it looked like.
Yeah, that one's going to be called on Stapleton there. That will be her first foul. So, but Mickey Glenn, that's what she does best. This is actually surprisingly her first trip to the free throw stripe. And what she does, 84.2%. But she had troubles with them from the free throw stripe at California when these 2 teams face. So,
Glenn's first shot is up. Takes an unfriendly roll. Goes out of bounds. Or out of the basket, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, that's just a tough break. I mean, the shot was right there, but we're going to see Stoner check back into the game for Fairman. But, I mean, if you're California, you're only 2 for 5 so far for the free throw stripe. You got to hit these if you want to have any chance of closing this great IEP team out.
Megan Smith checking into the game for the Crimson Hawks. Glenn's second shot up, second shot good. California reaches the 50 mark. It's 50-32. So here comes Marina Wareham, bringing it up the court for the Crimson Hawks. Wareham over on the far side. Stolen away by Barrett, all by herself. Here she comes. Layup in and good. 52-32.
And Sierra Barrett could not have read that more perfectly all alone. How many breakaways have we seen from this California team in recent games? Largest lead of the game right now, 20.
Wareham picks it up. Looking for help, being pressured by Frotz. She gives it to Brooks. Goes near side to Stamp. Stamp to the foul line over on the far side for Wareham. Underneath for Brooks. Brooks with a layup. That one falls through. 52-34.
There's a nice play there by Brooks, muscling her way in over Kuko. Looked like, oh, here we go.
Long stretch pass for Frotz. Getting the three-point right away. 55-34.
I mean, it's a thing of beauty when Caitlin Frotz pulls back now. She has 16 points.
Bringing it up the court now is Marina Wareham. Wareham gets it stolen away by Mickey Glenn. Here she comes. Layup in and good. 57-34.
I'm at a loss for words, Cody. That's the second straight pass intercepted. 23-point lead. Timeout IUP. And listen, look at a standing ovation for the California faithful that made their way up to KCAC. Wow.
Truly phenomenal performance here by this California defense right now. Throwing together one heck of a highlight package, if you will.
And Cody, I'm going to be making those highlights tomorrow for News Center, and I only have to make these a minute, and I'm going to have a lot of trouble trying to do this with all these great plays here. But Caitlin Frotz just firing away. IEP can just see him climb back in, getting three-point plays, getting some 3 points. But Caitlin Frotz has been on a mission. Cody, here's our upcoming broadcast right here. We got Clarion on Saturday. That's going to be a battle of up there by first place, and then you're going to be facing the last place team. But Clarion always plays tough, but that's going to be without Anna Heater. You will be with Zach Prosba on radio for that game. I will be with Anthony D'Agostino. Then we make a trip up to UPJ, and that's a very dangerous place to play at the Aquatic Sports Complex, or whatever it's called up at UPJ. But it's great. It's a clay gym. It's very different. They get Seton Hill home game, and then that big senior day matchup on February 21st against Gannon. That could be the new battle for first place if this game holds.
And the inbound pass got batted out of bounds by Mahadi, and we actually had a little bit of a scheduling change with one of the upcoming games. The game that was supposed to be held on Saturday is going to be held on Sunday.
Did that change?
Yeah, it just changed as we were driving here. We just found out about the change, so that's the new schedule as it goes over on the far side now. Long jumper for three by Wareham's no good. Rebound goes to Frotz. She finds Barrett. Long pass off the bottom of the backboard. Off the bottom of the backboard. Almost a good attempt.
Too strong on that one, but I like the idea that that's what California likes to do. And when you have a lead like this, you can try plays like that.
So now, Kuko got that pass stolen away, and she gives it to Mickey Glenn. Glenn will give it to Frotz. Frotz, corner to Mahadi. Jumper for three. Off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Stoner.
Still, I like the efforts over there by Mahadi. She only has 8 points in this game, but she's been doing so much offensively and defensively, doing a lot of things that don't appear on the scoreboard. Same with Mickey Glenn.
So Wareham gives it to Brooks underneath in the paint. That's a good layup. It's 57-36.
Yeah, Brooks starting to get some points here. She's got 4 points in the recent minutes here. But again, I mean, that's a nice basket, but still a 21-point lead with 8 minutes left here. But California, you can't let up on the gas, even with a 20-point lead. And chew as much time as possible. Use every second on the play clock.
Glenn. I knew what you meant. I got you there. Ball goes out of bounds. Barrett tried going underneath to Kukul, but the ball goes out of bounds, so it'll be IUP's possession.
I get sports mixed up sometimes with all the sports we do here on CUTV with football, basketball, high school football, soccer, baseball,
volleyball.
Get baseball. But again, you can't still have turnovers like that. We're just under 8 minutes here, so the next stoppage will be a 3-minute timeout.
There was a foul away from the ball on the floor.
It's be on Kuko there, and that's going to be a 3rd-minute timeout. That is California's 15th foul, so they right now 5-3 team fouls, but a 21-point lead with 7:53 left. It's nice to have a 21-point lead for sure, but his game's still far from over with the talent this IUP team has. They can just muscle their way to the basket. Cody, here's our Twitter page at CUTV_PA, CUTV Twitter. We love tweeting, and we love our crowd tweeting at us too. Talk to us about anything. Give us suggestions about our broadcast. And for our upcoming show like Match Play, when we get that rolling, you can tweet us what topics you want to talk about. Or even if you want to say a special player we want to have our player to watch next game at Clarion, please tweet us. Give us your ideas. We love social media.
Yeah, it's a good way to take advantage of it. You can take advantage of Twitter or go on to Facebook and find California University Television on Facebook. Just search for it. It's not that hard to find. If you find it, give us a like and let us know your feedback. Let us know how we're doing. If you want something to improve or you think something's truly phenomenal sticking out to you. And it's a good way for the current students as well as the fans and the alumni to all stay connected all in one place.
And Cody, we just saw some little children running around the court with a lot of pizza boxes. So hopefully that wouldn't fall and you have pizza all over the court and then we have to clean all that up. But, you know, California, sports can't describe just what they've been doing to these teams. I don't like to bring it up, but with that tragedy a couple weeks ago, the way they've responded after that first game against Gannon where they still had to kind of deal with that, but after that, their Slippery Rock game, they've just been so focused, and they're playing with their hearts on their sleeves, and they're playing for Shanice.
So the score is still 57-36 in favor of California. Wareham trying to inbound it, but calls a timeout before she's called for another 5-second violation.
Now it's dangerously close again, but it's going to be not Cal with more great inbounds defense right there. Now waste an IUP timeout that they could possibly use later in the game. But if you're IUP, maybe get a little more talking about it. And Cody, here's our website, calwilkins.com, set up by our wonderful sports information director, Matt Kiefer. The changes he made to this website has just been great. You can see live stats. You can follow live stats to any game. Sidearm Sports are well updated. It's very more user-friendly, at least for myself, and I think it is for a lot of other people too.
Definitely a lot easier to navigate. Just go on to calvulcans.com. You'll be able to keep up to date on not just basketball, but all of the California sports. Anything from tennis to golf to baseball to football. It's all there, all in one place.
Again. Oh, puts on the line.
There, and the referee called it. You saw it, Matt, from all the way up here.
Yeah.
Wareham on the inbound. Got it to Megan Smith, but she stepped out of bounds. So California with another cheap turnover. And here they come. Mickey Glenn gives it to Frotz, but the pass gets stolen away. Here comes Wareham. Wareham takes a jumper for 2 off the front of the rim. Rebound comes to Brooks, and she sends it through. It is 57-38.
And IUP finally with that opportunistic defense. They're starting to do a full court press. They're desperate. Let's see if Cal can try to cover that.
Glenn will settle things down for the Vulcans. She has Doran on her right and Frotz on her left. Barrett comes out to help. Mahadi's underneath, or Kukul's underneath. Kukul with the layup off the side. No good. The rebound comes to Stoner.
And California's had a lot of opportunities under the basket. Can you imagine half of those that they missed would have been made? I mean, this game could have been a lot worse.
Wareham gives it over on the far side to Stapleton. Her shot's no good. The rebound comes to California. And Glenn will take her time bringing it up court. No one's pressing until Wareham comes up. And she's going to back away. Let Glenn cross half court. Glenn dribbling around after some couple nice picks. Good pass to Doran. Back out to Kukul. Jumper for 3 is good. 60-38.
I mean, that's the teamwork that Mickey Glenn does. She could have took it to the basket herself, but no. Teammate passes at the door right after Kukul. She hits a 3. She knew Kukul's hot. She's got 17. What a performance.
Now there's going to be a foul away from the ball on the floor before a shot could even get off.
That's going to be on Lana Doran. That's going to be her 4th. So that's probably the last we're going to see of Lana Doran for now, I would like to think. That's going to be a big hit for California defensively here with 6:24 remaining. But see if Doran looks like she's still staying in there. So
the inbound comes to Matthew. Marita Matthew for the Crimson Hawks gives it near side to Fairman. Her shot goes through for 3. It's 60-41.
And Fairman's probably the most successful from the 3-point stripe. And IUP just trying to do anything to cut back as possible and get it back down to 19, but still a lot of hill to climb, and they only have 6:03 left.
Glenn crosses half court, giving Matthew a little bit of a push. Gives it over on the far side to Kukul. Kukul to Frotz. Frotz looking for a lane, finds it, attacks, layup in and good, 62-41.
What a move by Caitlin Frotz. I feel like we have one of these plays every game from her, but that was a beautiful drive to the basket there for 2. Frotz and Kukul going at it. Frotz now with the team lead in points at 18. Ooh.
Matthew lost control of the dribble.
Oh, look at
Barrett gets the recovery, rolls it across half court. Wise decision to not get called for a travel there.
And Cody, Marita Matthew has gone quiet. I even forgot she was on the court for a second, what California's defense has done since early. This is the first time they've really shut her down in her career against California.
Now Frotz goes over on the far side to Kukul. Jumper for 3. Air ball. Misses everything. Rebounded by IUP. Fairman has it. Goes underneath for Stoner. Stoner waits. Layup in it good. 62-43.
And Stoner with 8 points of her own in the second half here. California just kind of pulling back a little bit. No need to foul. They still got a big lead, and we're under 5 minutes here.
So Glenn goes over on the far side for Kukul. Kukul gives it to Frotz. Frotz jumper for 3. That's good. 65-43.
Caitlin Frotz had 25 against Mercy Hurst. She's got 21 against IUP on the road. She's a road warrior.
California scored 75 points in their last game against Edinboro. Very close to matching that here right now as Mickey Glenn brings it up for the Vulcans.
I mean, this crowd is absolutely taken out of the game. It's been out of the game for most of the game, except for the first part of the second half when IUP cut it to 11. But, I mean, California is just done here, and then they're just holding on to the basketball as much as possible. We're going to have a final media timeout coming up very soon.
Lisa Burton and Alexis Aiken are ready to check into the game for the Crimson Hawks when the time comes, as we see a foul on the court.
And that foul right there is going to be on Marita Matthew. That would be IUP's team 4th with 409. And indeed, you said there, Alexis Aiken and Lisa Burton checking in the game for Janae Brooks and Ashley Stoner. Both of these girls coming off the court for IUP have had very good halves. Janae Brooks with 6, Stoner with 8, and now we're going to see Stapleton check in for Fairman.
So the inbound will be California. Glenn goes all the way out for Frotz. Frotz will hold it. Goes over on the far side for Glenn. 3:59 left to go in the half. Glenn dribbling, good ball control. Takes a jumper for 3. That one's good. 68-43.
I mean, these California girls could shoot at will from anywhere on the court. 25-point lead.
So here's Matthew with it now off the right side. Rebound comes to Kukul. And Kukul will give it to Glenn, and Glenn will take her time dribbling it up the court. Matthew with some pressure. Glenn. Picked by Kukul, and she gets the pass. Kukul attacks underneath for Barrett. Draws the foul. As the shot goes through, it counts. It's 70-43 pending these next foul shots.
This is the finest California performance I think I've ever seen. I'm a senior, Cody. You're a senior too. Have you seen anything like this before, considering the amount of opponents and the ranked IUP team? Final media timeout.
70-43, your score in favor of California with 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the second half. Don't go anywhere, folks. The conclusion of the game is next here on CUTV.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to make a wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
So there's 3:20 left to go in the game. California with a 70-43 lead over the 5th-ranked IUP Crimson Hawks here at the KCAC at Indiana University of Pennsylvania. Barrett with a foul shot goes through, 71-44, and the Crimson Hawks will bring it back up.
71-43 right there, but Sierra Barrett creating that play and the and one opportunity. I mean, what an extraordinary performance.
Now here's Stamp with a jumper for 3 off the right side of the rim. Rebounded by Aiken. Aiken tried going to the far side of the court, but the ball rolls out of bounds. It's going to be California's inbound.
Yes, it will be. But how about this, Cody? I mean, if saying enough about this defense so far, Lindsay Stamp with 7 points has held 13 points under her average right now. No IEP players in double digits so far. That is very impressive.
Frotz has it, attacks to the paint, goes over far side to Doran. Doran's jumper for 2 goes through. Long 2, it's 73-43.
And they've hit the big 3-0 on the deficit right here for IEP.
So now here's Aiken over on the far corner.
Ooh, Doran's out of the game.
Foul is on Lana Doran. That is her 4th.
Oh, no, that's her 4th. Okay, so the last play there, they didn't give her the foul like I thought she did, so she's still in the game.
It is California's 7th team foul, so now Indiana is in the bonus. Aiken Burton, first shot up. And California with the rebound.
She missed it, and she's only 63.2% from the season, so IUP's not free throw struggles continue in this game. But now we're going to see, you can see right on there on your TV, you can see sitting on the baseline there, we're going to see Cece Dixon, Brittany Nelson, and also Precious Martin check in. When you got deficits like these, you can get young players in.
Glenn with some nice moves, finds Kukul, but her layup goes off the front of the rim. So now Matthew will bring it up for the Crimson Hawks. Loses control but recovers. Matthew gives it to Burton.
Travel.
There's a whistle.
And looks like right here after this travel stoppage, we're going to see Frotz, Kuko, and Doran check out for Precious Martin, Cece Dixon, and Brittany Nelson. They're going to get a nice ovation from the California faithful sitting right behind their bench. I mean, Cody, 21 from Caitlin Frotz, 17 from Irina Kuko. Your senior leaders right there that have done a huge work today. And now, like I mentioned earlier, in the last possession, you can get players like Martin and Dixon in with get some more game experience. This is the future of the team right here.
Precious Martin has the ball, but now we have a whistle as one of the officials goes over to the scorer's table again. Looks like the shot clock didn't really start on time. There they go. They took 2 seconds off. It went from 29 to 27.
Clear change here, but now we're going to be at 1:59 left in this game. If you're IEP, you just want this game over. We're going to see 2 new girls for IEP check in. Haley Denman from Beaver Falls, freshman, and also Monica Burns, a freshman from New Stanton and Hempfield, kind of near Cal. And
now we have another whistle.
But again, now IEP in a deficit, they can get some of their younger players in, but still down 30.
And another offensive contribution to mention here, Matt. Sierra Barrett averages 6.6 per game. Today she has 11. 11 points, so she's nearly doubling her average here today, getting a lot of offensive contribution.
And she had 11 points last week against Mercyhurst. And one of Shannon Jack for Slippery Rock got Freshman of the Week And it stopped the four straight week dominance by Sierra Barrett for PSAC West Freshman Player of the Week. But I kind of disagree with that. Sierra Barrett, again, double digits in 2 games. But hey, they had to give it to someone else. She was winning everything.
Technical foul called against IUP.
Now we have a technical foul that was called against IUP. There were too many players on the court. So now Mickey Glenn will go to the free throw line.
What a meltdown.
Glenn, first shot up, first shot good. 74-43 now in favor of California. 1:54 left to go in the second half.
But you talk about the magnitude of this game, Cody, here. I mean, IUP's taking it bad by California here. That's tough luck right there by Mickey Glenn. Oh, well.
Unlucky bounce.
But IUP, I mentioned before, this doesn't get any easier. They go right up to the Hammermill Center against one of the hotter teams in the PSAC. And I'm actually going to check the score right now of that Gannon-Edinburgh game, which was filmed when this was filmed. But Gannon has won 8 straight. And that Hammermill Center is probably the toughest place to play in the PSAC.
And now Barrett has officially doubled her points average per game with her 12th and 13th points of the game to make it 76-43. Now here come the Crimson Hawks. Far side now, jumper for 3 is no good. The rebound goes out of bounds, and it will be California's inbound.
Went off of Megan Smith right there. And tied up at 48 with 42 seconds left in that Edinburgh-Gannon game. So those two rivals of Erie County being very tough, but I mean, what California's done right here, it's just been incredible. And Cal will take over first place.
Dixon goes underneath to Martin, but she gets called for a travel.
Yeah, it's a tough break right there. Precious Martin going right to the basket. She had 6 points against Edinburgh. They're really starting to make a name for herself. I mean, when you see like all these players in the court right there, you're looking at the future of the team. Glenn, Barrett, Martin, Nelson, and then I mean, it's going to be a future. And I really like the future for this team, but an IUP too.
Megan Smith gives it to Hallie Denman. Now over to the far corner. That's Stapleton. No, Megan Smith, I beg your pardon. Smith with the jumper off the back of the rim. Less than a minute to go in the game now. The rebound dribbles out, recovered by Monica Burns. Now Amy Graham with it, sends it underneath. That shot's no good. The rebound comes to Barrett, and she steps out of bounds.
She traveled anyway, but her foot was very close to the line, so IUP will get it back here. But, you know, it's safe to say this right now. California, 3 losses on the season, the Findlay, Bloomsburg, and Gannon. But they have not lost on CUTV this season.
Oh, interesting stat there, Matt. That was really good. I like that.
I didn't want to jinx it.
So now here goes Monica Burns with her first 2 points of the game. It's 76-45.
And Monica Burns only coming in here at 5'6". Again, more future for IUP right here. It's good to see girls like her get baskets. She's only averaging 3.1 points per game, and a local product from Cal. So they're just going to run it out here and lost the basketball.
I was just about to say there's a 5-second difference between shot and game clock, but now with that turnover, it's off. 15 seconds left to go. Burns goes over on the far side to Graham. Graham back to Burns. Burns tried to go for Megan Smith. Pass got tipped away. 3 seconds to go, now 2, now 1. Jumper for 3 comes to Precious Martin, and the time expires with zeros all the way across the scoreboard. 76-45, your final score.
Can't say enough. I'm lost for words. I didn't expect this. Upsetting the number 5 team on the country. 4 straight wins over IUP dating back to last season, and 2 straight wins in the KCAC. Sweep on the season. California community's got to be feeling good about this one. They got to know these Falcons are for real, and now they're in first place.
California goes to 18-3 on the season, 15-2 in conference. IUP goes to 18-2 overall, 14-2 within the conference. The next CUTV broadcast is going to be California against Clarion. California will be at home in that one, if I do believe. So now for Matt Hagee, and my name's Cody Jeanette, our director Gary Smith, and our entire crew on hand, we want to thank you for joining us on this edition of Vulcan Women's Basketball here on CUTV. We will see you next time.